Found it. Found it, found it, found it. My crazy, my inner child. This is someone I want to introduce you to. This is my brother from the same Korean mother, Wand Ton. And I use him to hypnotize in fun ways. And the whole point of this video that you can see is so goofy and silly is that we don't always have to be so serious. Life doesn't have to be so serious. It doesn't need to be so serious. It's not supposed to always be serious. We need a balance sometimes. And this video is about your inner child. And your inner child is one of your archetypes in a team that you have that helps you throughout life. And this inner child archetype gets developed in your formative years, and sometimes it takes on the role of things it's not supposed to. And when we try to live our adult lives by letting our inner child lead us, it can actually cause a lot of problems. And this happens to almost everyone, but they might not know it. So I want to talk about this in a fun way. I want to give you an understanding of how to clear energy blocks, how to remove undesirable behaviors from your life by playing and having fun. And all of energy work doesn't always have to be so serious. So today I want to show you how to have fun while healing yourself. And if you don't know me, my name is Jessica Eary. I'm an intuitive guide, and I help people connect with the wisdom of their soul by strengthening their intuition and getting to know every aspect of them that makes them up in a multidimensional way so they can have a better understanding of their life and what they're doing here. And it is my intention in this video to inspire you to have fun, to find what it is that you are missing in your life in terms of ease and fun and fulfillment. Are you feeling stuck? Are you feeling blocked? Are you having a hard time creating something? Maybe you have writer's block. Maybe you are fighting a lot in your relationship and you are exhausted. When these things happen, you don't even need to know the intricacies of your inner child. Just be aware that the inner child is a character within you that is always with you in life. And sometimes it speaks up when it feels threatened or like it's in fight or flight mode. And if you're someone who is pursuing your dreams, you actually might be having a little run-in with your inner child and you don't even know it. If you're pursuing your dreams and you're having a hard time and you're finding it very difficult, and then you just say, oh, well, maybe I'm not supposed to do this. I want you to think about this. We usually dream about things and we learn about dreaming in our imagination when we are a kid. And if you are thinking about your life and the things that you really want to do, your mind probably goes to that part of your psyche that taught you how to dream when you were younger. And if that younger version of you that is not fully developed psychologically steps forward to fulfill your dream of, let's say, writing a book, you are going to have a very hard time writing that book because it's not the job of your inner child to be a professional writer. If you're fighting in your relationship a lot because you are feeling trapped and it's not working out, your inner child might be stepping up and sending you into survival mode, which is like fight or flight. And if that keeps happening, it's your inner child that is having the arguments with your spouse or your partner. And that is never going to be a reasonable argument that will be able to come to a completion of understanding and healing, because it is the child who's arguing. So my biggest most helpful, exciting news for you is that you can heal yourself through energy work by just playing, having fun. Do something silly. What do you like to do? I love dancing. Dancing is like one of my most favorite things ever. My friend had a dream like a week ago. She's a dreamer and she's an amazing healer. And she called me and said, I had a dream and it was really silly, but there was this one part that was very important. And it was me, and I was dancing wildly. And she asked me what I was doing, and I said I was dancing. I'm a dancer. And this is something that comes up for me. I can't tell you how many times in my life. It's a weird thing to come up, but ever since I was little, I had one time when I was at church with my family when I was little, this prophet came and he like prophesied over me and said that I was a dancer. My whole life I was like, what does that mean? Am I supposed to be a dancer? And then I like one time I was in my adult life, 2 times that happened to me that I was with other healers and they told me this, and these are people who don't know me. So all the time in the back of my head, I'm like, what does it mean I'm a dancer? I know that I like to have fun. I love to dance, but I was like, I don't think this is like supposed to be a life pursuit for me. But I had a huge revelation. There was a point when I was building my business that it was so difficult, and I kept coming up against these blocks. When I say blocks, I mean there was nothing I could do to get past a certain point, and it was excruciatingly painful and exhausting. And I started to think that maybe this wasn't the right route for me. And then I started to do some work on my inner child and meeting my inner child and going into that archetype and that and meeting my archetypal team who comes to the rescue, that does things, that helps make things happen. And I learned that it was my inner child who was leading the show, who was taking the lead and trying to build my business, because that's all I knew. That's how I developed on a psychological level of getting shit done. So when I had that realization, I then recognized, because I love archetypes, I love seeing the multifacets of me as these different archetypal characters so I can know how to work with them. So when I had this realization, I remembered my friend's dream, and I realized that the dancer is an archetype within me. Okay? So this is still a part of me. And I said, oh my gosh, my inner child needs to be relieved of these very difficult, mature responsibilities that it is not equipped to handle. So I asked my inner child what it wanted to do. Of course, it wanted to go play and it wanted to dance. So I let myself dance. And in doing that, it released so much energy. It took a huge weight off my shoulders. It gave my inner child the go-ahead that it needed to be relieved of those mature responsibilities it was never supposed to handle. And then when that archetype of the inner child stepped out of that leading role, guess who stepped in? The business entrepreneur who was supposed to be leading that part of my life. So I hope this message finds you well. I hope it resonates with your heart and makes it easier for you to understand the multifacets of you and how to work with your inner child, how to allow it to play. Don't take yourself so serious, and allow that balance in your life. I will be posting a energy healing meditation on my website within the next couple days to guide you in inner child healing so you can meet that part of you, understand it, and relieve it. But in the meantime, don't wait. Go do something that feels good, that feels like play, that will relieve your inner child. Okay, I'll talk to you guys soon.